Hey, you're listening to CKUA Radio. My name is Grant Stovall, and I'm extra thrilled right now to get a chance to bring in on this very propitious occasion the highest ranking staff member and the highest ranking volunteer in CKUA's phenomenal cadre of supportive folks that make this whole radio station happen. And they are Chief Executive Officer Mark Carnes. Good morning to you, Mark.
Good morning, sir.
And Lindsay Hood, who is the chairman of our board. Chair Hood, great to have you back with us.
Yeah, wonderful Monday to you too, Grant.
It is a very exciting day, Mark. Perhaps you could tell us why that is. What is so special about this morning and about today in general across CKUA land?
Well, we're here to kick off the fall campaign. So this is the soft launch, as we call it, the digital phase, the warm up and the ramp up to the frantic 10 days on air, which will take place later on this month.
And Mark, people may have had a chance to take a look at a wonderful essay that you composed for our latest newsletter. What was the latest Mark's Mailbag all about?
Well, you know, we listen to a lot of our donors and we get feedback after every campaign. And some of our donors said, you know, we'd love to know more about what exactly it takes to make CKUA. You know, we hear about power bills and programs and all of that. So we spent a little bit more time diving into what it takes to really make something like an hour of Grant Stovall programming work. I think the message that comes out of it is that we do it all not for, private jets and corporate perks and all that stuff, because we're a charitable nonprofit. We do it because we know that we're making people's days a little bit better, and we're making the world a little bit better. There's so much stuff going on in the world right now. And if we can put a little bit of good stuff into the world through connecting with our listeners and connecting with our community, then, we know we're doing a good job. So we invite people to get on board with helping that happen on a day-to-day basis.
Lindsay Hood, you've been part of this community and you've been one of those people making it happen for a long, long time. You've seen CKUA through all kinds of wild times, thick and thin. How are you feeling this morning as we're poised to launch this $1 million fundraising campaign?
Fall is a wonderful time of year. We've been blessed with some great weather in Alberta lately. I think everyone would agree. So my spirits are high. University's beginning, school is on. Those times where people listen to CKUA, I remember my first experience with CKUA was way back when in Edmonton, around that time. So it's a time of time for radio. It's a time to give. It's a time to appreciate what CKUA brings to the community, how it brightens your day, along with these fall colors. So I would encourage our listeners to support our announcers and the community with this very, very positive radio service that is entirely unique in the world, CKUA Radio. So let's begin the fundraiser with a bang, Grant.
Absolutely. Let's amplify CKUA. That's what you do when you go to ckua.com or tap the app. Maybe that's how you're beaming us in right now. And you support CKUA. You can help to amplify this radio station, the community, and let's crank it up together. And boy, it takes a lot of us, Mark, to make it happen. I know that you wanted to give a special shout out or two as we launch into the fall fundraising season of 2021.
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that people don't necessarily see or hear very often is the nearly 7,000 monthly donors that CKUA has. And it's interesting. Most of our monthly donors come in through our fundraising campaigns. But within 10 days, when we have so many donations coming in and so many appreciations and recognitions and requests to go out, it's hard to recognize all of our monthly donors during those 10 days. It's just, we don't have enough time. And so what we wanted to do was to acknowledge and to say thank you to all of our monthly donors, because for a lot of you, this is your anniversary of giving to CKUA. And so with this soft launch leading up to the on-air campaign, this is our chance to say thank you to all of you. And we want to do it not just in saying thank you, but also in recognizing your contribution this month to CKUA. So we're kicking off the campaign by recognizing the nearly $162,000 that our monthly donors will donate this month alone to CKUA. And so that will kick off the campaign with a little bit of juice. It's a chance to say thank you. And, for our monthly donors, if you want to make a request, if you want to send in a note as to why you love CKUA, why you care about supporting it, there's 3 weeks before we go on air. And so this is a chance. It's a quieter time. You can send a note to your favorite host, make that song request that maybe we don't have time to cover during the on-air campaign because it's just so frantic. and be a part of building the momentum and the steam for that on-air campaign, which is always our, our mad dash to the end. So, so please, we'd love to hear from you. Share your stories, share your passions, and again, thank you all to our monthly donors. You are this very quiet engine that runs year round for us and sustains us in a way that really makes a difference to CKUA. And for those of you who are thinking about joining the CKUA donor crew, might I suggest becoming a monthly donor yourself? It is the best way to support CKUA, and we appreciate every last one of you.
I love that thought. Happy anniversary to all monthly donors. And I guess that includes us. I know
Yes.
I am. All three of us on this call. So happy anniversary, everybody. And I mean, it takes a lot of people to make this happen. The support of the crew is incredible. And that includes, of course, the volunteers. The CKUA story in many ways has been written by volunteers. And the lead volunteer these days is Lindsay Hood. A few are more passionate about this radio station and community than you, Lindsay. Any thoughts just before we press play on a special musical selection?
I do. We had a strategic planning session recently regarding CKUA. The board came together. We came together under a COVID environment. We followed some very strict protocol from Mr. Cairns, and we went down in the library, Grant, and we looked at the amazing legacy of CKUA since 1927. And as the night grew on into the wee hours, we committed ourselves to that 100-year anniversary, which would be 2027, and all it would take to achieve that. Legacy donors, continued support from our monthly donors, who I also thank myself right now on behalf of the board. And so as we look to the future, we're a lean machine, we're spirited, we're passionate. We understand where we want to go, and we go out in some unique times. Music is changing, the way we deliver music is changing. We're about music, arts, and culture now. We've made a beautiful shift. So we are looking forward to enacting the strategic plan, funding the organization to get to 2027. And to do this, we love live radio. Grant, to hear all of the announcers come together with their sidekicks, however the partnerships are put together, is one of the wonders of the fundraiser. We get to listen to the banter. We get to listen to the musical selections. We get to listen to some of the very, very good humor that occurs as people get a little giddy during the fundraiser. So the live portion is what excites me. We're having a live portion right now. And this, of course, is what makes radio so valuable. We're a community, we're together. And I would make a final request of all our listeners to please give generously to the fall campaign. We are working hard on behalf of the board to make this a very successful organization in 2027. And I am looking forward to your musical selection, Grant.
We are live and in the
you.
moment, that is for sure. And as it happens, the special musical selection is one that comes from an amazing artist that I love particularly much. And I can't wait to press play on this one. This is a group by the name of the Rolling Stones and a song called Let's Sing It All Together. And hey, you guys, let's sing it all together and let's crank it up and amplify CKUA.